I don't know if anybody else, baby, is making them smell like their husband, you know, after using the bathroom, after taking a little poop toot. Yeah, no, I smell just like my husband now. He gonna kill me when he see this. Hey everybody, it is Gwen and welcome to my channel. This is a space for us to talk about anything real, raw, and relatable, okay? So we're gonna be having some real talk, share raw emotions, and get into this relatable content. So if you feel led, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And we're just gonna hop right into this video, okay? So if you don't know already, my husband and I are expecting our first child. Yes, I know it's definitely been some time coming. It's taken us some years, 4 years to be exact, of actually trying to have a baby. And now I will get into like the whole process of us trying, what those years look like, why it didn't happen, because God actually gave me the revelation as to why us getting pregnant did not happen the way that we wanted it to and in the years that we were trying. But that's going to be another video. This one we're simply going to be giving you guys, or I'm going to be giving you guys, an update on my pregnancy, where I'm at, and how first trimester went. I kind of like was not necessarily in the dark, but I just kind of like kept a lot of things to myself because I was just enjoying everything, and I actually didn't have too many symptoms compared to a lot of other women that I know that has had a lot of symptoms during their pregnancy, a lot of symptoms that made their pregnancy hard, they would say. And so I definitely wanted to not rub that in, right? Because everybody's body is different, everybody's pregnancies are different, and I've just been honored and grateful to have experienced the pregnancy that I have experienced. It's been easy. So let's go ahead and talk about the symptoms that I did experience. So one of the first symptoms that I experienced in my pregnancy was tiredness, and I noticed this early on. So we found out at 4 weeks and 4 days. And so the very next day, literally, I had to go to work, and I noticed that just walking up the stairs, y'all, I was tired. I was so exhausted from walking up those stairs. I think I stopped halfway going up the stairs because I was so tired. That's when it kind of like hit me too. I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely pregnant. Like, if the test already told me positive and I had any thoughts about like, okay, am I really, like, was that false? Because remind you, we've seen so many pregnancy tests that has all said negative, that finally seeing one that said positive, it was a shock for me. And it took me quite some time to actually realize that I was really pregnant. I mean, even after the tiredness came, even after all the other symptoms came, I'm still trying to process, like, okay, is this really happening? Like, I can't believe it's here. And I feel like it's not really gonna hit me until I can actually like feel my baby kicking. Like, I can feel the baby kicks, I can feel the little flutters, but I can't feel it through my belly yet. So that's what I'm really, really waiting for. That's what I really think is really gonna start sinking in and sitting with me, that new life is literally on its way and I need not worry about anything, because it's coming. Don't question it anymore. But the tiredness, you guys, I was so tired. And I mean, doing little tasks, walking up the stairs. We had to clean up. I'm at the end of the school year, because I'm a second grade teacher. At the end of the school year, we have to get our classroom together, organized, put desks away, and all these other things. I actually had to have my brother come in and help me, because sis was not doing that by herself, okay? I was not doing none of that. And so I definitely needed the help. I was super tired. One thing though, I could not get a nap in. For some reason, I could not nap. That was a little bit weird to me, but now I'm on a regimen. I can definitely get me a good nap in when I need to. So that was definitely one of the first symptoms that I had. Now, the second symptom that I had, hunger. So before pregnancy, I ate, okay? I ate maybe about 2 good meals a day. 2 good meals. I could even survive on 1 meal a day. Now, that's not good eating habits. So if you're watching, please make sure pregnant or not, you are having your 3 meals a day, your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. But no, it was hard for me to do that just because I was just constantly busy. I was always at work. Even when I was off work, it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to come home and do all of this cooking. And I just dealt with, don't worry about that. Something failed. We're going to keep on going. And I'm going to just pause it right there real quick to keep you guys in the loop. Look, stuff going to happen in my video. I'm giving these videos and this content to you the way God sees fit, and I'm letting him work through me. I'm very rarely gonna be editing any of this stuff. So, I mean, it's called real, raw, and relatable for a reason. Things happen, you guys. Things happen. Things fall, like my purse just fell off the dresser. Things happen, okay? So you're gonna get it as if we're having a normal, regular conversation, okay? Because we are, and that's what this is. You guys are my friends. You guys are my buddies, okay? So let's talk about it. Now, jumping back in, yes, the hunger. So I definitely was super, super hungry. Just everything. I just wanted to eat. That's all I wanted to do. Eat. Eat, 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 eat. If I saw it, I wanted it. And that was just period for me. I don't know, like it was weird. I didn't have any weird cravings. So with trying to see, like, there were definitely a few things that I maybe have like had moments that I just like wanted absolutely. So like in the beginning, I absolutely wanted McDonald's. Like my son loves McDonald's, you guys. I wanted McDonald's all the time. I would consistently get a double cheeseburger, a McChicken, a large Coke, black ice. Now I know I probably shouldn't be drinking as much Coke as I did, but that's what every boy wants. And if I'm being quite honest, if I was listening to the doctors about every single thing that they tell you, what to do, what not to do, all this other stuff, what's gonna happen to the baby if this happens, and da da da. If I was a person that believed everything the doctors said, I would be so fearful right now. But the fact that I believe in God and I believe in his promises and I believe that he wouldn't bring this to me for anything to happen. God wouldn't keep telling me, he wouldn't keep telling my mom, easy, easy, easy. Literally, you guys, he told me this was gonna be an easy experience for me, no matter what. And he said that already knowing what's gonna happen before I even do it. So that's what I believe. If God told me easy, he told me easy. Of course, I still have to watch some of the things, but one of the revelations he gave me is that your baby wants what your baby wants. Like, you can't try to get around it. You know, that's just like when a baby does get here. Let's say your kid doesn't specifically like pizza. Are you going to keep giving your kid pizza every night and just be like, okay, well, that's what I fixed. That's what you have. So go ahead and eat it. No, that's not how that's gonna work. You're gonna try to find some food. You should try to find some food that your kid actually enjoys eating. And that's just period. So yeah, my eating habits in the beginning, I was giving baby boy any and everything that baby boy was craving. And I really had to learn how to show myself grace in that process. Just recently, actually, and this is still on the hunger part, but trimester 2. But anywho, I just realized that, like, as I go further along in the pregnancy, I just get hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. And because I'm not used to eating as much prior to pregnancy, just making sure that I'm constantly eating and eating regularly, that definitely has been a task for me. It's definitely been an adjustment. It's definitely been emotional at times, which is another symptom that I've been experiencing, but that's a little bit later. So my hunger really is like, it's driving me. And my window's open too, you guys. I'm sorry if there's some noise out there. Like I said, hardly any edits, okay? We're gonna go ahead and keep on pushing. So but yeah, my hunger is definitely pushing me through this, okay? I definitely have to make sure that I'm eating more. I definitely have to make sure that I'm getting plenty of water. That's another thing that I lacked a lot of in the beginning. I was drinking my water, but it wasn't as consistent. At first, I was actually putting lemons and cucumbers in there, but I don't think baby boy liked it as much. I'm gonna try it again because I think maybe it was the cucumbers, because he's also not a huge fan of pickles, but then I also just ate some pickles and they were really good and he didn't mind it. So pregnancy is weird. Pregnancy hunger is weird. So if you are anything like me and trying to like figure out that whole thing, show yourself grace, okay? Eat what you can, eat what you're able to. Don't starve yourself. Make sure baby eats. If it's something that you really, really want and you're not sure, I would definitely, I mean, of course, ask your doctor, but it also depends on your faith. Like, for some time, I wasn't convicted to stop eating certain foods for a minute. So I hope that part helped. But again, everybody's journey is completely different. That's just what God gave me so far in my journey and with my eating habits. Now, second trimester, I do feel a little bit more conviction to be more straight and narrow with what I'm eating. So like seriously eating healthy, seriously drinking my water and things like that. But it hasn't been like overwhelming. Just something that I'm adjusting to. Now, another thing that I've experienced, and if you see me looking down, it's because I have some notes jotted down just to make sure that I include everything, because sometimes I can talk, I can ramble, and I can forget some stuff. So the third symptom that I want to talk about is heartburn, acid reflux, indigestion. When I initially think about heartburn, I think about exactly what it says, right? A burning heart. That is really, and I mean, judge me if you want, but it's in the name. So that's literally what I assumed. And for some people, that's literally true. Like, it does feel like that burning sensation. So when people were asking me, like, you know, have you had heartburn yet or anything like that? I'm like, you know what? No, like maybe my baby gonna be bald. No, I haven't had any heartburn at all. But come to find out, after doing more research, acid reflux has been something that I have experienced a lot. Acid reflux and the indigestion. It just feels like a huge gas bubble is in my chest, and I typically get it when I'm eating, while I'm eating, after I'm eating. So okay, my baby won't be bald. Let's get that straight. But that definitely is something that I have experienced a lot throughout my first trimester. Now, I would rather have that than extreme nausea, okay? I would rather have that than puking every single day and can't keep any food down. So I'm grateful that God gave me the symptoms that he did give me. And again, the symptoms has a lot to do with the healing and deliverance I went through the year prior to getting pregnant. So heartburn, indigestion, acid reflux, definitely something that I dealt with my entire first trimester. It's super uncomfortable. And at this point, it definitely does have a lot to do too with just like your eating habits and making sure that you're eating properly, making sure that what you're eating is healthy or good for you, and just drinking a lot of water. And once I started to increase, and it's only been like I'm gonna say like for as far as how long I've actually taken it serious, not long, but I can tell you I have felt the difference already with just increasing my water intake, increasing just like little things, changing and adjusting some of the things that I intake, just to kind of make me feel a little bit better. And what also has helped is making sure that I eat like literally right before bed. Like, I now notice that, because one night I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning and I was starving, bro. Like, I was so hungry. I felt like it was unbearable. And hunger pain, pregnancy hunger pain, that's different. That's different, and it hurts and it don't feel good and it's real uncomfortable. So I definitely had to make sure that if I'm gonna eat before bed, I have to stay up later. Like, I have to stay up like 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, eat me a little something. That way in the morning, I'm not so hungry, because I would wake up in the morning starving, okay? I would wake up in the morning super, super hungry. And just like did not know what to do with myself, y'all, because I'm not used to eating as much on a daily. I'm not used to eating breakfast every day. I'm not used to eating lunch every day. I'm just not used to eating certain things at all my meals every single day, 3 times a day. I'm just not used to that. So there definitely were some times prior to pregnancy that I would go without eating. So now that I am pregnant, I definitely have to nip that in the bud, right? Because I have this whole baby to care for and to nurture. So again, that part and increasing my intake of food has definitely been a challenge for me. Now the next symptom that I want to talk about is gas, y'all. I know, TMI or not, because again, real, raw, and relatable, okay? This is real things. These are relatable stuff, right? We have gas. Pregnancy is gonna bring us some gas, okay? So with that gassiness though, it was terrible. Like, one thing, okay, I smell like my husband now. All right, I don't know if anybody else, baby, is making them smell like their husband, you know, after using the bathroom, after taking a little poop toot. Yeah, no, I smell just like my husband now. He gonna kill me. Seriously, like I never used to smell the way that I smell now prior to pregnancy. Just a little fart. Y'all see this fly? Look, we gonna go ahead and go through this video because at the end of the day, I'm not about to get stressed out. And when I tell you that every time you get close to doing something God wants you to do, something is gonna get in the way of that to try to throw you off your square. The enemy knows I can't stand flies. And for this fly to be all up in my video right now, I'm gonna brush it off. But it is definitely something that grinds my gears. But we're gonna leave it alone, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and go along with this video. The fly's in here because I got my windows open, y'all. So please bear with me. Show me grace. All right. Now, and you see it came back, bro. Okay. Now, so yes, definitely gas has been something that I've had a lot of. And so I never really drank prune juice. So I actually had to start drinking that, not often, just like when I really feel backed up. And it happened mostly in the beginning trimester. Like, it was a beginning trimester thing. Y'all, I'm gonna get this fly, bro. So that was definitely something that I needed to kind of like get under control, because yo, it doesn't feel good. Like, when you gotta go to the bathroom, when you feel like you gotta get something out, even if it's just flatulence, okay, and it don't want to come out, that feeling is horrible. So the gassiness is definitely something I've had to deal with, but what has helped is making sure I eat my fiber. That's all. Making sure I eat my fiber. I make sure I have my veggies, my green vegetables. I love me some green vegetables, some broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, like all those green vegetables I absolutely love. So if I'm regularly, keyword, regularly eating those things, I can go to the bathroom with no problem. Now, for that as well, my doctor actually did prescribe me, and if I got the name wrong, I'll put the correct name up in here somewhere. But the doctor gave me, I believe it's called Docusate, Docusate, So she did prescribe me that to make sure that I did go to the bathroom regularly, and that actually did help me. So that actually has gotten rid of a lot of that gassiness feelings and puffiness that I would feel over in my stomach. So I'm definitely glad about that one. Now, of course, I take my prenatal vitamins as well. At first, I started to take the gummies, which I liked in the beginning, you guys. I liked those, but I think when it came down to like maybe 2 weeks left of pills or of gummies to take, I couldn't stand it. Like, the taste was disgusting. The gumminess of it, like I could not take the gummies absolutely anymore. I had to get rid of them. But the thing is that I didn't want to waste it. I'm just that kind of person sometimes where it's like, if I spend my money on this or somebody else spending money on this, I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to attempt to use as much of it as I can. If it's good for me, right? Like if it's something that's not good for me, I'm not going to keep indulging. But I mean, it wasn't harmful. It's definitely something that I needed. So I did tolerate the gummies for like the last 2 weeks, but it was horrible. It was it was so horrible. It was nasty. But after that, my doctor did end up prescribing me the prenatals that doctors recommend. So I've been taking those. Those are a little bit chunky for me, but they I guess. It don't have a taste to it. So I'll be fine as long as I don't eat anything before or after it. I'm actually fine. And I also suggest take your prenatal vitamins, pills, whatever you're taking. Take them in the evening. Take them around like 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Okay, if you know that you just got finished eating maybe like an hour ago, you're not gonna eat for another 2 hours or an hour, take it in the evening. It's much better in the evening because in the morning you just way too hungry and you're gonna eat sooner. And with certain prenatal pills, you can't eat food with it because like it's gonna make you sick, it's gonna make you nauseous. Your body needs time to really ingest and take that pill in and let it do what it's gonna do. So that definitely was another symptom that I've had. Now another symptom that I didn't actually experience a lot, but some parts of it was nausea. Now, when I talk about nausea, I'm not talking about extreme nausea, okay? Now, I'm not talking about like puking every single, like literally, you guys, I know women who puked every day in their first trimester. Like nothing they ate was staying down. Not water, not juice, not fruits, not vegetables, not soup, not nothing. I mean, like there literally has been women out there, and shoot, women that I probably don't even know either, that has had literally all these foods that we eat and could not eat nothing. Women losing weight during their pregnancy, first trimester of pregnancy, because they couldn't eat anything. Everything they was eating, they spit up. But I have been lucky enough not to experience those things. Now, the type of nausea that I have had is, one, I would get nauseous if I eat something my body don't agree with. Like my body would give me time. It's not just gonna be like, okay, yeah, no, we don't like this, let's throw it up. Except for, there were a few things that I did do that with. So, Subway. Every time I have eaten Subway this pregnancy, I've thrown it up, which is weird to me because it's Subway, right? They have fresh vegetables. Their meat should be decent. Like, I would think Subway is a healthy option, right? But that definitely is one thing that I can't eat. My baby does not like it at all. And both times that I've had it during my pregnancy, I threw it right up. But that is the only time that I've actually thrown up. I've also thrown up when I've had shrimp one time before, earlier in pregnancy, and I don't even think it was the shrimp. I think it was the seasoning in the shrimp. I think it was too much. I had a seafood boil from one of these places out here, and I think the seasoning was just way too much because I did end up throwing that up. But once I threw that up, I kept eating. I'm sorry, I was hungry. I told y'all I was hungry, and I stay hungry, okay? So after I threw that up, I'm still hungry, you know, and I just paid my money for the seafood boil. So I eat the other seafood that I have. And I think I had like some crab legs, a lobster tail. Like, y'all, I went out and I ate, okay? And the rest of that was so good, and I didn't throw up nothing. So I think it was just that it had to be that shrimp. It had to be the shrimp then. Yeah, I think it was that specific shrimp, because I did also have shrimp, grilled shrimp. I've had that, did not throw it up. I've also had shrimp scampi a couple times, did not throw it up. So it's weird, like that a small little human can be so selective with what they're eating and just boss me around all day, every day. So But like I said, like I am genuinely embracing all of these symptoms. I can't even hold you up. Like, no, some of this stuff don't feel good, but I'm embracing it. Like, I've prayed for so long to be in this moment, to be in this space, to be here and to see that it's actually happening. Like, to be living in that moment, to be living in your answered prayer. Like, that means so much to me. And there is nothing that's gonna take that away from me. Okay, I'm literally living in my answered prayer. I have a husband. I have a baby on the way with my husband. Like, these are things people wish and pray for. And I have that and I'm living in that. So why should I sit here and be upset about anything that's coming my way? You know, anything that I'm experiencing through this journey that I've prayed so hard to be in, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. You can definitely feel some type of way about it and be like, okay, well, maybe, you know, this symptom is making me a little bit overwhelmed and things like that, which it definitely has. And for me, the next one, sick easy. That's the next symptom I got. I was always sick. Not always, but I definitely became more susceptible to catching things than I typically would. Now, prior to pregnancy, I would drink my daily teas. I don't even drink tea as much. I don't know. Baby, I don't be feeling tea. I am gonna try though back drinking my teas to see like how I feel. But prior to pregnancy, I used to always drink tea. Always throw my little concoction together, make it real nice and healthy. Give me like a good little immune boost shot, whatever I need, some little ingredient here, secret ingredient there. And my teas be really, really good, and it helps really well with me not getting sick. But I got sick twice during my first trimester. The first time that I got sick was literally right after I found out I was pregnant. Right after I found out I was pregnant, I think that Tuesday at work, because that Monday I told my students that I was expecting. So cute, you guys. I did record it too. I gotta share that. But excuse me. So yeah, I got sick right at the start of my pregnancy, and I think it was that Tuesday I just started feeling down. Like I could barely move. Like my body started to hurt, and it was hurting to walk. It was hurting to get up. It was hurting to do a lot of stuff. And I literally, before my eyes, before the kids' eyes, before my students' eyes, 'cause I was at work, like before my students' eyes, I literally was just like disintegrating. Like everything. I was falling apart right in front of them. So I had to call and everything. Come to find out, I caught the flu because I took the COVID test, came back negative, all that stuff. I didn't have COVID, but I did have the flu, and I had the flu for maybe like a week. I think I had the flu for the rest of that week. I think I was able to return the following week. So got over that though. Now, when I did have the flu, I didn't really get sick a lot. I literally just had the body aches, the chills, that was it. That was actually it. So that was it for that. However, let's say in May, yep, I think it was the last 2 weeks of May or the middle 2 weeks of May, one of them, something like that. I actually got sick again, and it happened the exact same way the first time I got sick, which is why I assumed I caught the flu again, you guys. Same thing. I think it was on a Tuesday as well. Right before my kids' eyes, I was just disintegrating, like boom, 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 symptom after symptom after symptom after symptom. And it was like, I was fine going in there, but as the day progressed, I think I couldn't even make it to noon, okay? I couldn't even make it to lunchtime, 11:10. I couldn't even make it to there. So, like, my body just started aching. I could not walk. It hurt. Like, just to touch me hurt. Oh, my God, you guys, it was not fun. So, at the time, And I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to front, but working for a charter school is definitely something different, because they don't want you to go nowhere. They can look at you and see that you're not doing well, and they're still like, well, can you give me 2 more hours of your time? And I'm just like, yeah, no, I can't. You literally can't. You literally are looking at me not being able to do much. I don't know if they think that I was like joking or playing. I don't know. Maybe people just don't take Black people seriously. I don't know, especially when it comes to stuff like that. I don't know, you guys. But it definitely wasn't a fun time for me at all. I think they ended up sending me home because I told her, like, literally, no, I cannot do this. I can't stay any longer. Like, I need to leave. I'm literally crashing. I'm crashing in front of these kids. Like, before my eyes, I'm crashing. So they actually did end up sending me home, and I did go say that part. But yeah, no, I think some people be having attitudes with it, but it's cool, you know. Hey, I'm not feeling well. I can't help that. So no, I went home, tried to manage my symptoms like I did the last time. Couldn't go to work that Wednesday. That Thursday, mind you, this whole time I'm thinking, okay, I have the flu, because it literally happened the same way from when I caught the flu the first time. And so I'm like, okay, I got the flu, you know. So after they sent me home, I actually went to my mom's house so I could get like some cream from her, because I have previous back problems that I have. So there's this cream that actually helps with my pain, and I was just in a lot of pain, you guys. Like my back, my body, my arms, my legs, everything was hurting. So I went over to my mom's house to try to get that. I laid in her bed, y'all. I got real comfortable, and something was like, no, go home. So made it home. 2 days later, mind you, again, I'm thinking it's the flu. But 2 days later, because they told me that I didn't have any more PTO days left and all that good stuff, so I had to go through a certain kind of company to make sure I could still get like my time paid and everything. So I did that, and I actually needed to get tested to be sure, right? So I went to the ER, told them that I believe it's the flu. They tested me, and it came back, and I had COVID. I had COVID, y'all. It's not funny, but it is, because I really thought it was the flu, and I was bamboozled, okay? So I ended up telling her that. So I actually ended up having the rest of that week off and the following week, which is pretty cool, y'all, because I'm not gonna lie, right before then, I asked God, and I was praying. I'm like, God, and y'all, I kid y'all not, that's literally how I talk to God. I'm like, God, I said, the work is tiring me out, and I need a break, please. I said, I need a break. Like, talk about teachers being worn out and tired. No, I was worn out and very tired. And God said, yeah, we're gonna give you the flu for that. We're gonna give you COVID for that. So I'm just like, okay, yeah. So I just kind of went through the same exact symptoms. They were more harsh, though. I could definitely say that. It wasn't to the point where I needed to be hospitalized. It let me just kind of like manage my symptoms and stuff at home. So I took baths to help with it, Epsom salt baths. I did take that while pregnant, but of course I just used a little bit of that. So I did do a couple of things at home to kind of help. So it was like the first 3 days I had like the extreme pain. So like my body was sore, my head was hurting. Then the next couple of days, that's when I had this crazy headache. And then the next couple, and it's like every 3 days I experienced a new set of symptoms, and the past symptoms kind of like just went away. But like for 3 days straight, I actually did experience that extreme nausea that a lot of women experience early on in their pregnancy. I could not eat nothing for 3 days, okay? I would drink water. I would eat soup. Whatever I ate, I could not eat. It would come right up. And for the first time, I said, God, I said, now I know what it feels like to be pregnant, because I can sympathize with the ladies now about going through that harsh symptom, because no, it was It was irritating. It was a lot. I hated not being able to keep my food down. And then in my next appointment, they ended up telling me that I lost weight, and which I obviously knew, and I told them, yeah, because I had COVID and I just couldn't eat anything. But we got our weight back up, so we good now. I know that was a long part to talk about like getting sick really easy, but it was a real thing. Like, I didn't take it serious and wasn't too much aware that as my body is preparing to carry this child, my child is literally taking everything from me, my immune system, my energy, everything. So everything that I had been working on years prior to kind of get myself and my body ready, it was like when pregnancy came, yeah, no, that's just not gonna work the way that we want it to work. And I just had to realize that. So I definitely had to make sure that I remained adamant about my health and about how I need to move in this world when I go out. I actually ended up catching COVID from my husband because he caught it from work. And of course, that's my husband, that's my boo. So he came home and he gave it to me. So we both was in there having the time of our lives because we had COVID, but we were doing it together and going through it together. So that was still pretty fun, but we had to kind of like take care of each other. Ha! Okay, so that was that symptom. Now, my last pregnancy symptom that I do want to talk about is my emotions. I have been very emotional, and not emotional in the sense of anything will make me cry. Not emotional in a sense of I'm crying because I'm hungry. Okay, wait. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Second trimester, a few days ago, I actually did cry because I was always hungry. Like I was just telling you guys, I don't eat as often, but I didn't eat as often before pregnancy. So when I did get pregnant and having to adjust to eating more, that was hard for me. And so I was just really tired of waking up hungry, going to bed hungry. I was just really tired of always being hungry. So I'm not gonna lie, sis did cry because I was always hungry and I was crying while I was eating a bagel, y'all. So it's just like, what? So, no, but not emotional in a sense of like anything is making me cry or like just random things are making me cry. But emotional in a sense of pregnancy for me has been a huge adjustment mentally. Just thinking, especially when we got the news that we were having a boy, because I really did think it was a girl and that was just my flesh talking. But it's also because I've witnessed a lot of loss with women in my life at the time. And so whether it comes from death or whether it comes from just losing people or not having as close bonds or whatever the case may be, whatever you want to call it, I experienced a lot of loss with women in my life. And so I thought that God was bringing me a girl to compensate for the women that I have lost in my life. But that's not what God was doing at all. I had to realize that it wasn't just about me. It was about my husband as well and what was going to be good for him too. But I'm not gonna lie, ever since, like, yeah, I had my moment of like being emotional about it, but now, as you can see, I'm boy crazy now. Like, I'm so ready for my son. I'm so ready to see him. I'm so ready to just hold him and love up on him and just everything. But emotional in a sense of, one, how I'm gonna raise a Black kid in America, especially seeing all of the things that we experience these days. Like, how am I gonna raise a Black man in America? But that's why God gave me a husband, because I don't have to do it by myself. I don't have to do it alone. I don't have to seek a role model for my son because I know he's going to have that in his father, and in his godfather. But so that definitely was something that I had got emotional about over time in the beginning. And then I also got emotional with just like thinking about the type of men that I dealt with. Like, y'all, I literally have thought so much when it comes to my son, and like me thinking like, oh my God, I just hope and pray that he does not turn out like some of the guys that I have dealt with, some of the guys that I have been with. I hope he's not and I mean, these are not things that I'm speaking over him, but these are just things that I did think about, because we can sit and we can pray and we can do all these things all day long, but we can't see the future. Only God knows what's going to happen down the line. And I'm just like, man, I just pray my son is nothing like half these other guys out here. Like, if I wanted my son to be anything, I want him to be like his father. And I believe God for that. I believe God is going to do exactly that. I believe we have stayed on a path of just righteousness and following God and being all that we can be in the kingdom, that God is going to give us exactly what it is that we've prayed for, exactly what it is that we've asked for. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Of course, we're going to have some things that we need to talk to our son about and express to him, and things that my son is going to go through that he's going to have to deal with. But I'm grateful. I'm just so grateful to be where we are now and actually seeing the reality of the things that we've prayed and seeing how much God has our back in that. And I trust in that. So I'm really excited about this journey and where it is to go. I was also emotional because I don't have my own father. My father actually passed away in 2016. Yeah, so my father passed away, and so losing him and not having my dad here, which is my dad, you guys, and so not having him here to witness this with me. He's been able to see my older sister have children and those things, but just him not being here to see me have kids. He would just always call me like his little girl. I'll always be his little girl. I'll always be his little girl. I always call him and he's like, hey, he's like, hey, little girl, hi, little princess, how you doing? I'd be like, hey, Dad, I'm fine. He'd be like, I know you fine. That's not what I asked. I'd be like, oh my God. But I just got into a little moment of thinking about him, but knowing that he's not going to be here physically to see me go through this, to see his grandsons, it's definitely a hard pill to swallow. So I'm definitely going to say emotional in the sense of healing, and emotional in the sense of getting the healing that I need to be able to move forward. Like, it's not that I'm crying about senseless things, because I know like that comes with it, like you're going to be emotional. But again, like I said, God gave me the revelation that a lot of the symptoms that I don't experience is because of the deliverance that I went through. But anywho, yeah, my dad not being here is a hard pill for me to swallow. And then not only that, 2 years ago, so my dad died in 2016. In 2020, so 2 years ago, my grandmother, which was my dad's mother, she passed away on my birthday. So you guys, like, sis has been through a lot. How I'm still here, I don't know, because there's definitely been a lot of things on my mind about just going through the grief and going through that grieving process and what that looked like. And that's going to be a completely different video about just like how I grieved and what it looked like. But that's now two very important people on my dad's side who cannot be here for this. But I will say this, and now we're getting out of the symptoms. So that was all the symptoms that I experienced. But now we're going to actually go into the pregnancy updates, because with that being said, guys, God's timing is just so impeccable that 2 years after my grandmother's passing on my birthday, God decided that it was time for us to bear a child. and that child would be due the day before my birthday. Like, y'all don't understand that last year trying to go through and get through my birthday was so hard for me. It was difficult, okay? I was sad, and when she did pass, like, all the thoughts was running through my head. Like, how am I ever going to have a birthday that's peaceful? How am I ever going to have a birthday that brings me joy? How am I ever? And I'm about to get really emotional about it, because that's really the space that I was in, you know? Like, I really saw myself lost. I really saw myself stuck. I really saw myself lonely. Like, of course I had my husband, of course I had my family, but I didn't have the people who I wanted to be around the way that I needed them to be around and be there for me. So I felt very lonely. I felt hated. I felt like I just felt like I was doing something wrong. Like, how can one person go through so much loss in the amount of time that I did? I didn't see myself ever having a birthday where I was happy. After her passing, I did not see that. And so for God to be like, yo, here's your prayer, and then for him to deliver that to me, like, I think my son's gonna be here a little bit earlier than his due date, but to have it to where I get to experience this birthday now with my son in my arms, like, can't nobody tell me nothing about God and about how well he works. Can't nobody tell me nothing, because I've lived it. I am living in what God is doing for me, and I'm embracing it, and I'm taking on this journey head on. So I just praise God. I just praise him so much, because if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for him putting me through the things that I needed to go through to better who I am, to make this life around me for my son that's of love, that's of joy, that's of peace, and for him to bring that back to me on a day I literally saw no joy, no peace, no future in, that's a God I can get behind, and I will forever be behind and root for. So I definitely wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, real talk, raw emotions, relatable content. So Jesus is God. God is amazing. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be sharing my experience, sharing my story. So let's go ahead and get into this update. Okay, so right now I am 17 weeks. So I will be, well, I'm already 17 weeks. I guess I'm into my 18 weeks. So it'll be 18 weeks completed on Thursday. I think that's how it worked, right? So 17 weeks, I'll be 18 weeks on Thursday. Pregnancy has been going amazing. I've been very happy. My son has me glowing, okay? I don't know if you guys see it, but I've just like really been feeling myself. I'm feeling really pretty this pregnancy. I've been feeling really good. So I'm just honestly grateful. Like I said, embracing everything that God has to give me from this. So I'm really excited about this journey. Let's see. Baby boy is weighing exactly how he needs to weigh. He is as big as a large onion now. So he's definitely as big as a large onion. He has a name. Not gonna reveal that just yet, but he does have a name. I'm so super excited about his name. I think it just speaks. He's the perfect combination of my husband and me put together, and I think that's what our son represents. A lot of people were asking me too why we decided not to go with a junior, and because he's not a junior, but I really didn't want that because I wanted my son to have his own identity. I wanted him to not struggle with the idea of trying to live up to his dad, because I'm gonna give it to you how it's coming to me, because he can't live up to his dad, okay? He's gonna be better than his dad. That's just the type of son that I want to raise. Don't be like us, be better than us. So he's gonna have his own identity. He's gonna have his own name. He's gonna have his own everything. God willing, I don't know if we're still going to be living here at this place, but I'm actually in his nursery. This is my office at first, and for the longest, I'm like, hey, what is this room gonna be? What is this room gonna be? It's gonna be an office, it's gonna be a nursery, and I held off turning it into an office because I really thought the nursery was coming. But God was like, no, go ahead, get your office together. So I'm like, okay. And now that I got my office together, here comes baby boy. But so I don't know, I'm actually sitting in his nursery right now. I actually used this room as well as a prayer room before. God, y'all know about prayer closets. No, God said use the whole room. Wow. And now that I put it together, I think we will be here another year, and my son will be here for his first year. That's so crazy. But anywho, pregnancy has been great. Just checking some notes, make sure I said everything that I needed to say. Ooh, I actually have. So let's go ahead. And the last thing that I want to go ahead and do is give you guys a belly update. Okay, so here is, woo! Here's my 17-week belly. Yes. That's baby boy. Baby boy. He in there. Ooh, it's so hard. Right here. I actually started feeling him do his little kicks and flutters, and the other night we were able to feel him just kind of like moving side to side. So that was really nice. That was really, really cool to experience. Again, I can't wait to share more of my journey with you guys. I cannot wait to get on here and just talk more. I'm not gonna lie, this was actually kind of freeing. All right, so thank you guys. That is everything for this video. Again, if you do feel led, like, comment, subscribe to All Talk Real, Raw, and Relatable. See you guys.